Championship Sunday, a high noon showdown between UNLV and Liberty. Coach McNeary Greener is with me. Coach, your thoughts on getting to this point?
No, it's a good group we have. This is where we expected to be. This is no surprise for the coaching staff. We prepped for this all week, all season. Kind of just put ourselves on the map, and this is where we're at.
Doesn't get any tougher than, let's see, Adrian, let's see, Minot, let's see, Liberty, all in one weekend, 3 games, 3 nights.
Yeah, no, it's a little prep. That's why we love this showcase. It's prep for the national tournament. So if you can win 3 in 3 nights, then it leads you up to the national tournament.
Before we quickly talk about Liberty, tell me about this showcase, because you've been here before. I know you like it. The facility's great. The people are great. My first time here, I love it. What makes it special?
Fabs and Joe do a really good job. Obviously, the facility's top-notch. How you're treated here. Each team gets their own locker room. There's rooms for film and where you can eat. So they set you up pretty nice. Then the competition, you have 4 teams in the top 10 all battling it out. And then there's some other really good teams here too. So it's just a mix of everything to make this showcase really good.
Normally it's 4. This is the first year they went to 8. I think it's great. I think if you wanted to, you could go to 16 and have a really fun tournament. But right before Thanksgiving, a great way to kind of wind down the semester and get things done. But how happy with the placing that you are right now in the computer rankings are you?
Well, obviously, we want to keep getting higher and higher. Obviously, 5 is the highest we've been as a program. But our goal is much more than that. So just take it one step at a time. Today is just another game. Go out there and win a game, and then let the computer do its thing.
Kirk Handy runs a great program at Liberty. You're familiar with that and what he does. What do you expect out of his roster today?
Yeah, they've played 2 really good games. Obviously hadn't had a lot of competition. No offense there, but I think we're going to bring them a much harder game, physical, a full 60 minutes, play good in our D zone, and then take care of the puck. And capitalize when we can.
What makes this Rebel team different than other Rebel teams? Is it talent? Is it mixture? Is it depth? What can you put a finger on it? What makes it better?
I think it's culture. I think 28 guys all believe. There's been years past we've had skill teams like this one, but not all 28 guys were on board. You go in the room there, 28 guys all on board. The healthy scratchers all rooting for each other. So it starts with culture, I think.
I agree with you 100%. Final one for you. I think complete is the word that I would use for your team this year. I think from top to bottom, you're complete. I told your assistant coach the other night when I talked to him, I said, I can't find a couple of players. It's a complete roster.
Yeah, we're really deep, and that's what we want, and we want our practices to be competitive. And we got a handful of guys itching to get in the lineup every night, so that's why our practices are good and competitive, and so that makes our team complete.
Hard to stand in front of a Blackhawks logo being from Vegas, but you wouldn't mind bringing home a Chicago Classic championship again, would you?
No, we can. We're going for number 2 today, and that's what we expect to do.
Good luck today.
Thank you, sir.
High noon showdown. Does it get any better than this, Coach Handy?
No, it's great. You know, two top 5 teams going at it. We're excited to get going here today.
3 days in Chicago. It all comes down to this at high noon. The showcase, the Chicago Classic, whatever you want to call it. A great event. Tell us your thoughts on just being in this building for the first time and playing 3 games in 3 days.
Well, it's great. You know, fantastic facility they have here. Playing 3 games in 3 days is very much like what you're doing at the end of the year in Nationals. So great opportunity to play some great programs here and in a national championship-like feel.
No trade secrets here. You guys know each other pretty well, and it's a big battle. What do you have to do to get a victory?
Well, I think for us, it's just playing the way that we can play, executing our systems, and it's all about the way that we execute. And when you're playing against when two good teams are going at, there's not going to be a lot of room out there. So we know that, and we're prepared for that.
Okay, tell me about ACHA hockey. It gets better and better and better. I joked with you the other night. I said we talk about it every 5 months. I think we've got to talk more than that now. But tell me a little bit about the development of ACHA hockey, especially after the pandemic.
Well, yeah, it's been unbelievable. My 25 years of playing and coaching over that, I've seen in the past 3 to 5 years just the unbelievable top 20 teams in the ACHA and what they're doing for recruiting, what they're doing for making their programs on par with within the top NCAA programs in the country.
I sent out a tweet today. I said it's not club hockey anymore. It's a different level of college hockey. Am I right?
Absolutely, and I think that it's an exciting brand of hockey too. I think when you go and see teams play, you're going to be impressed by the caliber and the quality of hockey.
Okay, so where do we go from here? I mean, this is nearing the end of the first semester for most places. Are you happy with where you're at right now in the computer ranking?
I don't think you're ever happy unless you're at the top. But I think overall, having a younger team, we've taken our bumps along the way, and so again, our goal is to get better every practice and every game until we play in March.
Peaking at the right time. It's hard to peak in November. It's better to peak in March. But is there anything wrong with winning a championship at any point?
No, there's not at all. And you use it as just opportunities to get better, and use as opportunities to grow as a program. And for us, playing 3 games in 2.5 days, is a grind. And so it's good for our guys to feel that. It's good for our guys to understand what that feels like in November to best prepare us for March.
Final one for you. You can only play the schedule that's put in front of you and the teams that are put in front of you. So is it difficult as a coach if you have lopsided wins like your first game to keep the guys engaged, if you will, or not really?
We try to keep them grounded. We try to make sure if we're not doing what we need to do, that we're on top of them. We don't want to let them be too lackadaisical in their approach, and we feel like we've done a fairly good job this year. We can always get better. We can always get better at that and make sure that we want to play 60 minutes of solid hockey. And to be honest with you, those first couple of games weren't solid hockey.
Well, Coach, wish you the best of luck today, and thanks for being in Chicago and being so gracious with your time.
Absolutely, anytime.
The UNLV Rebels. A sophomore from Calgary, Alberta, number 31, Zach Wickson. On defense, a sophomore from Osseo, Minnesota, number 22, Alec Johnson. On defense, a senior from a grad student from San Bernardino, California, number 28, Sean Plonsky. At center, a grad student from Waupaca, Wisconsin, number 8, Jared Erickson. At left wing, a freshman from Newport Beach, California, number 6, Ezekiel Estrada. And at right wing, a senior from Spokane, Washington, number 7, Paxton Malone. The head coach of the Rebels is Anthony Greener. His assistant is Nick Ramoni. The equipment manager is Anthony Napolitano. And the athletic trainers are Frank Sosa and Jensen Bradley. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise your flags. In goal, a junior from Turner Valley, Alberta, number 35, Hunter Vereste. On defense, a senior from Shoreview, Minnesota, number 5, Colin Baird. On defense, a senior from Dutchess, Alberta, number 77, Shaden Lauber. At center, a senior from Brandon, Florida, number 91, Matthew Martel. At left wing, a sophomore from Alpharetta, Georgia, number 40, Jason Foltz. And at right wing, a senior from Laguna Beach, California, number 83, Josh Fricks. The head coach of the Flames is Kurt Candy. His associate head coach is Jeff Becker. The assistant coaches are Dan Berhume and Jonathan Chung. Video coordinator David Stewart, equipment manager Brett Berhume, and team manager Christian Conroy. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early Whether you attended later or each rapid fire, we thank you all for attending the championship.
Well, the Chicago Classic has a champion. I have the MVP with me. Zach Wixon, we talked yesterday. I kind of had this feeling that you guys were going to get this done. How about you?
I was really confident in our guys. We played a really good, solid first two games. Was right there with the top two, second-ranked team and sixth-ranked team in the country, and then coming in against number 4 Liberty. We were right there with them the whole game. I felt like we dominated at points. They dominated us at points, but overall we got the job done. So.
I don't know if there's any better tournament in ACHA hockey than this one from the standpoint that you guys walk through the teams that you just mentioned. That's not easy.
No, it was a difficult weekend for sure. Obviously, you can say some guys had easier routes to Liberty had an easier route to where we got today, but yeah, they still had to play games, win games. So both of us really worked hard throughout the tournament, and it was a battle for the championship game.
I said when I watched UNLV play all 3 games, I said, complete. You're a complete team. Do you see that from your standpoint in net, defensively, offensively, PK, power play, all that stuff? Do you feel like you're a complete team?
Oh, for sure. We got guys that can know their roles, play their roles. We got PK guys, power play guys, 5-on-5 guys, and they just all know their role, buy in, and and it all comes together, and we get the job done.
Okay, so this is your first real taste of our normal UNLV ACHA season. How's the competition been for you? You like it?
Yeah, it's great. This weekend the competition was at the top, so we played in the top teams. It was really good. Throughout the year, we've had some battles against teams that we feel like we should have beat pretty handily, but it was close games, and we found out a way to battle and get the win.
I've talked for about 20 months during this crazy pandemic about relevancy, especially with ACHA schools, staying relevant. You guys had a golf tournament. You kept all your social media going, all of that stuff that's important for your fan base. It pays off in trips like this. You guys come in a little early, come in a day early to get a practice, stay in a nice hotel, get to eat, do those things. How important is that as a player when you look at different schools and you say, hey, this guy's are first class, these guys maybe not so much?
Yeah, of course. We have an amazing first-class organization, like you said. We fly to everywhere except for Arizona and Utah. So there you go, first class right there. Our meals are all great meals. We stay at nice hotels, and everything at our rink is great, and we get spoiled. So it's really nice, really good organization.
Tell me about today's game. It's kind of a UNLV game, right? You just kind of keep wearing them down. You score. You get the second one, the worst lead in hockey. 2-0, right?
Yeah, exactly. We really battled today. I was really proud of our guys and what they could accomplish today. It was really big. Max coming up with that, or Max or Cole coming up with that second goal. It was huge. We were on our heels a little bit there in the third. They came back, scored a goal, but in the end we found a way to finish the job.
I said complete because I can't really pick out a player offensively or defensively that I can say was just better than the rest, but one jumped out at me today, number 21, Jason DiMizio. Talk about having him play in front of you because he's dynamite, isn't he?
Yeah, guys just bounce off him. He's skating down the ice, they come to hit him, and he just keeps going. So he's a tank. He has really good hands. Great first goal for us to really get the game going for us, and he's a great player. Really good on PK. He doesn't play power play, but he knows his role, 5-on-5 PK guy, and he does his role perfectly.
Okay, I got a shot of you today with the Canadian flag in the back and your MVP, but I got a feeling you're going to be a favorite at UNLV if you aren't already because Vegas loves goaltenders. Marc-Andre Fleury, yourself, Robin Leonard, just go down the list, but Logan Thompson over on the AHL side. Do you feel like you're part of that club right now?
Those guys are at the top, so I don't want to throw myself in their names, but I'm pretty proud of myself of what I could accomplish so far this season.
Well, Vegas fans, I'll say it. He's in that club. He's a stellar goaltender, and you're going to be seeing him March 10th through the 15th in St. Louis going for a national championship. So once again, Zach, congratulations on a great week. I know you're not feeling the best, so go get some rest and get back to Vegas safely, okay?
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Well, I just had the goaltender on, the MVP. Now I'm bringing the captain on because, doggone it, when I talk about UNLV hockey, I have one word, Jared Erickson: complete. Your thoughts on that? Are you a complete team right now?
I'd say after this weekend, we're definitely a complete team. I was really proud of our guys. I think we had the toughest route out of any team that was in the tournament, and we came to play 60 minutes for three really hard games. So I'm so proud of the guys, and everybody bought in. And I was just talking to Coach Urboni about that, and we're just really proud of the team right now.
You know, I said about 20 months ago when this pandemic thing started, I said the teams that are going to come out of this in flying colors are the teams that are relevant and stayed relevant. You guys stayed relevant. You couldn't play. The school wouldn't let you play last year, but you still kept going, right? You kept your social media going. You had your golf tournament. You did your fundraising. And I think today's kind of a culmination of it because you guys flew in. You got here early. You get good meals, good hotel. They take good care of you. How important is that as a player?
Oh, it's definitely huge. Getting here early and kind of buying in with your mindset and kind of getting ready for the biggest weekend of the year so far. I'm definitely thankful that our coaches do that. There was a couple other programs that were here that kind of had their jaws dropped when they saw what type of treatment we were getting from our coaches. So I'm definitely appreciative of that, and I'm sure all of our guys are as well.
You know, it's no secret that when you're getting recruited to play college hockey, whether it's club hockey or whether it's and I hate that word, so just take that out of my whole vocabulary. It's a different level of college hockey, but that's what it is. When you were looking to come to UNLV, was that part of it, the way they run their program?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what Coach Greener and Coach Urboni, they've been basically just building this program up from the ground up since they changed to Division I, and we didn't have a lot of respect next to our name, but after this weekend, I bet you there's a lot of teams that are looking to schedule us in the future.
You came in as number 5 in the computer rankings. If you don't go close to number 1, there's something wrong with those computers in my book.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we had the toughest route. We beat 2, 4, and 6 throughout the weekend, and if we don't jump up a couple spots, I'm going to be a little upset. I'm sure the coaches will be, but our mindset's not going to change moving forward.
We all know where the national tournament is. It's in Centene Center. We know Lindenwood's the host. We know they're the top dog, or usually are the top dogs. What did you guys take away from this weekend as a team?
I think we took away that we can play with anybody, and that's what if we buy into our program and get 4 lines rolling deep, we can definitely play with anybody. And I think there's a lot of teams that opened their eyes up to our program and didn't really think that we were legit, and we came into this weekend, we fought really hard, and obviously it showed today.
One of the things that you guys did over the last couple of years is join the conference. You joined the Western Hockey Collegiate Hockey League, the WCHL. I'm sure they are very thankful because you have raised the bar in the WCHL. How important it is for you guys to win that conference and get that auto bid first and foremost?
Oh, it's definitely huge. Obviously, we didn't really start out our WCHL conference play very well with the UCO sweep, so that's kind of still lingering in our heads a little bit, but we're trying to put that behind us, and every single WCHL game is a huge game for us, and we got to make sure that we're buying in and ready to play for those games.
You probably could have left after last year. You hung around. Glad you hung around?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what there wasn't too much thinking for me. Obviously, like being 24 years old, I thought about moving on with my professional career and looking into finance jobs and along those lines, but I knew the type of group that we were having back, and I'm so thankful that I came back and that the coaching staffs were allowing me to come back for that 5th year.
Okay, behind us is the Chicago Blackhawks logo. Tough for a UNLV guy to be in front of that logo, but talk about what Chicago was like for you this year. I mean, it's become a second home for UNLV hockey, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. That's what we got in early on Thursday, and we went and explored a little bit and kind of looked around downtown. So it's definitely been a lot of fun, and it's treated us pretty well.
Okay, final thing for you. Talk a little bit about this particular game, because I thought this was UNLV hockey. You guys know how to win at all types of games, but you knew what Liberty was going to be like. You know it was going to be a battle, but yet you stuck it out, got the first goal, then you got the worst lead in hockey, a 2-goal lead, and I don't think you hung on. I think you just played the style and you knew that push was coming, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what Coach Urboni going into the third, he wanted us to play on our toes rather than our heels, and definitely coming down those last couple minutes, we knew that they were going to make a hard push, which they did. They squeaked one by us there with, I think, right around 2 minutes left, but I'm really thankful that Wixon hung in there for those last 30 seconds. They were really peppering him there, and I'm just so proud of our guys right now.
Jared Erickson, congratulations again on a great championship. You're a great captain. Keep it up, and let's see you in mid-March in St. Louis hoisting another one, okay?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Another Chicago Classic is almost over. This one had 8 teams, not 4. I've got Joe Caprio with me. Can I just call you the guy that runs this whole thing? Because you've been all over this arena, this beautiful Fifth Third arena. What's the official title, though, Joe?
I'm facility and youth hockey supervisor here at the rink. I'm in charge of the Learn to Skate programming and just bringing in other revenue tournaments and camps and stuff like that.
Okay, so I've been all around the country, seen a number of facilities. I got to tell you, sorry Vegas, sorry everywhere else. This place is unbelievable. You guys have thought of everything, including this beautiful room that I'm sitting in as a media coach's room. It couldn't be any better. Tell me how it all got done.
Yeah, I think they were really inspired by the rink in Pittsburgh, but they wanted a home for the players, right? They were used to practice at Johnny's, but they wanted a home, to attract free agents and some place that they can throw their stuff and have the unique facility and off-ice area and all that stuff. So, a couple of years ago, it started in 4 years ago now, so 2018, I think it was open in November. So, and we hit the ground running ever since.
You see a bunch of facilities. Like I've had a chance to be in City National in Vegas, and I thought they did a fantastic job. But I think admittedly they tell you they kind of rushed it to get ready for the opening of their NHL season as a new franchise. But man, you guys used every inch of space in this place, and the coaches were raving about it. Everybody was raving about it. Everybody had a locker room. I mean, 2 beautiful ice sheets with great ice surfaces, and it just takes a lot of planning, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot goes into it, especially working with Coach Fabrini from Illinois. Obviously the tournament's hosted by Illinois, and it goes a lot into it. But we want to give them the top-notch experience, the best facility, locker room space. We want to treat them like as professionally as possible, because that's only going to add to their experience, and we want to make them feel as comfortable as possible, like they're playing at their home rink.
Okay, so a few years ago you were playing for Illinois, and you've seen the changes in ACHA hockey, I'm sure like the rest of us have. How much better has it gotten, not only on but off the ice as well?
Yeah, I think it's grown tremendously, right? A lot of people are starting to get away from that stigma that it's club hockey, and everyone's starting to realize that some of these teams are actually legit, fully funded programs, and it's starting to gain a lot more recognition. I know I coach a junior team here in Chicago Cougars, and we had the guys come here and watch the games and stuff like that. A lot of the coaches watched the game that we played before the tournament started, but the kids were just blown away by how great the competition is and how great the games were.
When I started my company 6 years ago, I started it with one thing in mind. I said we want to grow the game by covering the game, or we cover the game to grow the game. You do a lot with the prospects and helping guys get opportunities to play at every level, right? Whether it's the NAL or the USHL or ACHA or wherever it is. How important is that to you to survival and the growth of hockey?
Yeah, I mean, it's only gonna continue to grow, right? It can't be stagnant. There has to be showcases. There has to be people pushing to grow the game. And I think that's what we're doing. When I started a JOG College Prospect Showcase in 2019, I think it was. Last year we were growing. I had 8 teams of prospects. There were over 200 participants. We added a girls division last year, and there were over 50 coaches here at the showcase last year. They all were eye-opening. Each kid got to talk to whatever school they wanted to that was here and learn more about the school and their program. And that's more things that we have to do, especially at this level and at the younger level. You just got to make sure they're having fun, and it's not always about winning games, especially at the younger level, right? You want to make sure that they're still playing when they're 18, 19, 20 years old, and not get burnt out or not like the game because the coach or someone's not allowing them to enjoy themselves.
Okay, so during the pandemic, I started 4 live podcasts, Sunday through Wednesday, and I thought, what am I doing? But it turned out that the pandemic was good for that because a lot of people were stuck at home and they wanted to talk hockey, and there weren't a lot of games being played. But I commented that I thought relevancy was going to be the key to surviving the pandemic for not only humans, but for hockey as well. And ACHA hockey, I thought, was fantastic through it all. You've seen it. Staying relevant. UNLV, your champion here, was probably the leader out west anyway, and staying relevant. They had golf tournaments. They had fundraisers. They stayed on social media. How important is relevancy to ACHA hockey?
It's very important, growing, keeping your alumni active, keeping the community active, and getting your guys out in those communities that they're in. The more people see it and interact with the players and coaches, the more that they're going to want to come to the game and watch these players play.
Okay, final thing on this beautiful facility. Everybody felt like home. You probably hear in the background the horn going off. I mean, it's synonymous with Chicago. I like the music being played, and kudos to whoever did your sound system, because not only are the names and the players when penalties are announced and goals scored very, very clear, which is hard to do, but the music has been awesome. I mean, I want to move to Chicago now.
Yeah, no, it's been a great weekend of hockey. Like I said, I think all the players, coaches, and staff members of each team that was here, and even the fans, I think they all enjoyed themselves, and I hope they enjoyed themselves, and they got to watch a lot of great hockey games. And hopefully we can continue to grow this and continue to do this for years to come.
I'm going to tell you, when I came here, I got prepared because it's mid-November in Chicago, right? It could be anything. I grew up in northern Minnesota, so I know that. So I have my fur hat and my gloves. And you guys did a wonderful job. Gave me mid-50s, 60s for temperatures, sunshine. Went down to the lakefront the other day. I mean, thanks for being so hospitable.
Yeah, no problem. I couldn't plan for a better weekend. I know there were a couple snow flurries on Thursday night when some of the teams got in, but overall it was a great weekend. The weather was great, the hockey was great. So that's what makes a great weekend. Right?
Absolutely, and ACHA national people. Let's get the national tournament right here in Chicago. This is a great spot. Joe, you did a fantastic job all weekend. Thanks again for your hospitality, and good luck with the showcases. Keep growing the game, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having you. And yeah, we would love to, have nationals here. And I think a lot of the teams, can speak on how well they were treated here and in the facility. So hopefully, we can have nationals here in a future year.
Okay, I'd be remiss if I left this interview without giving you a chance to tout the Twitter and Instagram of your showcase.
Yeah, the Twitter handle is, I think it's Jog Showcase, and then the Instagram is Jog Prospect Showcase, and then the women's is Women's Prospect Showcase. So feel free to go over there on Instagram and Twitter and check that out. We'll be posting stuff about when registration and everything's gonna be opening up here in the near future.
And Jog, tell us about Jog and how important they are to you.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything without Jog. Adrian and Scott have been awesome over at Jog. I know they do great work there. If you're ever looking for jersey or apparel, they're on time. They do great products. I haven't had a bad thing said to me about them. They're great. They respond. I guess the only bad thing that I've been told, which isn't so bad, is that they're over in Thailand, so they don't respond right away. It just takes a little time because the time difference. But if that's the worst thing that can be said about them, so be it. But yeah, definitely give them a try if you're looking for new jerseys or apparel. But they do great work from practice jerseys to game jerseys to everything in between.
No way to recap a weekend in Chicago than right here with Joe. We'll say goodnight, and of course, one more time, UNLV, the Chicago Classic 2021 champion. Joe got to hand out the trophies, by the way, and that cup was so cool. I asked Mr. Wixon if he thought he was taking the Stanley Cup home with him, and that the Blackhawks might be looking for one of theirs.
Yeah, no, it was cool, and we're happy to be able to give and provide stuff to winning teams and the MVP. They played, like I said, they had a great tournament, and Mr. Erickson, he was great throughout the weekend. So.
He said to apologize too for maybe throwing up in the goal. So if he had to scrape the goal a little bit, he wasn't feeling well towards the end of the game.
It's okay. He had a long weekend, right? Maybe a little dehydrated or something like that. So, but no, all in all, great weekend, and looking forward to many of these to come. So.
All right, we'll say goodnight from the Windy City. Although it hasn't been windy, it's been kind of great. Good night, everybody.